So I am here today. I pulled out the big guns. We've got the National Geographic Atlas of the World, and I'm showing you my grandfather, my father, my uncles, sometimes my aunt, all worked at National Geographic in DC. So it's very nice to have a reason to open this up. But I'm showing you here Nevada City and Baltimore, like the two places that have my heart. And I'm about to head back. So I wanted to do like a kind of establishing video of partly for my 90-day challenge, but also to bring you guys like more into the fold. Sometimes I talk about my philosophy all the time, but I haven't like really like laid it out. And I want to just lay it out for you because we're going to go on this journey together. And I'm having so many feelings. I feel very just vulnerable. Like it's just me. Like I don't have like a lot of people looking out for me and stuff. So, okay, I have to remember to use this mic. It's still kind of new to me. And I'm not sure it sounds great. It was kind of a cheapie that my friend sent to me. So we're doing an establishing video of the vision, the dream. But as things continue to unravel, and I just feel like we do need some really solid navigational advice. And my advice has been the same this whole time, as much as I've researched into the underground, into the alternative news, the alternative history, conspiracies, everything. Literally, like when I crunch all the numbers, it's like following your passion, building community, and coming together is the biggest rebellion we could have. Like really, like doing you fully and no shame and deprogramming yourself from all that stuff. That is the best we can do. It's not fighting politics. It's like that stuff is a show designed to ensnare us. And so it's like you step out and then what? You have to have a dream, a vision that fits you. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. I'm leaving for California. I'm going to be taking you guys. I'm trying to catch up on some of the old footage to bring us up into the real time. I'm going to change the numbering of the episodes, just so you know. So we'll be rolling into season 4 here. And that is because it's how I keep track. And I was hoping to do like a whole year cycle because I started an Aries season with season 3, but we're just going to start with season 4 now for this challenge. So this will be the first one of season 4, just so you know. I'll keep adding to season 3 though as I finish it up. Okay, so back in 2017, I was like, I went deep into spiritual work when I was healing from my divorce and all the things and getting canceled. And I really didn't understand how it became an international event, you know, that my canceling. And so I started looking into this stuff then, but also really doubled down on my spiritual study. And so I started with the belief, the curiosity, the question of what, like, I was like, well, if indigenous people in America seem to have all this wisdom and they know the real ways and they know what went wrong and they've been telling us this whole time, like, what were my indigenous ancestors doing? And yes, they just lump us all into white, but you know that's not true if you know the Irish and the Scottish and the, you know, French and German. I mean, all these cultures have deep, old roots, right? So I started just looking into the, you know, esoteric studies. Basically, it's magic. I mean, a lot of it went underground and they suppressed a lot of it. So I started studying some of that stuff. That's when I got into astrology and tarot cards and herbs more seriously. And I took a class with this shaman. He was an older anthropologist. He was an anthropology professor who in the 60s had been trained as a shaman by the Yoruba people in Africa and went on. He actually, weirdly, I found out later, taught at the university at Sierra College in Grass Valley, Nevada City area. No coincidences. But anyway, I took a shift network, like online thing with him. And so he was like, you know, the mission is the re-enchantment. When we re-enchant the world, that's how it comes back online. You know, we, in a materialist reductive world, that's how our senses have been deadened. So when we re-enchant the world, we bring the magic back. Like the world is magic. It's supposed to work on magic. It's supposed to like be responsive to us. We are in a collaboration with nature, with each other, with everything. So when you re-enchant, it like fills out, it flourishes again. And then to do that, you also have to disenchant. Okay. So it's like we have the power to disenchant their spells, the controller spells, but no one is. Everyone's actually hypnotized and completely under the spells. So we have a lot of work to do. So re-enchantment starts with the belief that we live on a conscious planet that is populated by conscious beings, that everything, ranging from a human to a spider to a stone, has a unique form of consciousness. Consciousness is that divine spark that's in all of us. It's a unique energy and personality. It's like our signature. It's our flavor, and it's very unique to us, but it's built on the building blocks of the elements, right? So we'd have like a dominant fire, a dominant water, dominant air, dominant earth, okay? Ether's the fifth element. And I'm still learning about that one. Like ether's very interesting. Anyway, won't get into that now. The modern world is disenchanted. It's a disenchanted, dead world that they've been trying to sell us on and hook us into and think that that's the world. And it's not, because really right behind that is the actual enchanted world that we lose access to when we fall under their spells. So the disenchanted world tells us that what you see is what you get, and that humans are here to take what they want in a cold and indifferent world of survival of the fittest, which is both a lie and it's a terrible world to live in. It's a terrible worldview to operate from. The solution was given to me by Hank Wesselman in 2017 through shamanic journeying. It's that we bring the magic back when we treat the world with respect, beginning with acknowledging that everything is alive and conscious and with us here, that we are all here together in this world. We're not above or better than. We have more abilities and more responsibility, I believe, to steward nature and the land and look out for things. And there are degrees of this, of course. So that's like the re-enchantment is the biggest part. So this is a nested goal. Also, I should mention that this came about because I was like, fighting in politics and rebellion and saying what we're against is not going to get us there. So this was part of me laying out a plan for what I'm for, starting at the top. Re-enchantment. We re-enchant the world. Then we need a renaissance. And this is not like the old world renaissance necessarily. It is a cultural rebirth. So I'm just using that word. I'm not trying to bring in a bunch of whatever false history and misguided patriarchy and all that kind of crap. Okay, so we re-enchant the world. Nature can be herself because we are paying attention. Nature starts flourishing. We are witnessing nature. We are marveling. We are enjoying. We are cultivating our relationship with all that is. So now what? What do humans do besides caretake the land? It's an ongoing background activity to just be taking care of the land and each other. That should always be like humming along in the background as a priority and just what we do and who we are. But we need a whole new world to go with it. We need a rebirth of the culture, and we take the best, forget the rest, and imagine differently. There's no other word for it. It's just a renaissance and a rebirth, not one that feels like empire, but that matches the re-enchantment, the magical, technicolor, fun, blossoming world of our imagination. Re-enchantment means the magic is restored, and we use it responsibly. A renaissance is our collective rebirth. It's on a big scale, and that's really a rebirth of all the systems that operate our society, right? And they're going to have to go. So all those systems have to shed, die, compost, and regrow, from the economy to education to health to housing to food, all of it. And it's bigger than us. It's vast. It's like the fabric of our modern world, and it needs to change. That's the Renaissance. And I say this all the time, this is around the time that this idea came to me, and this way of saying it, which I've been using since then, is that Culture is the soil our consciousness grows in. Okay, this is the dream material. It's our beingness, our precious, divine, unique spark, which is our soul, I believe. It needs rich, fertile ground to plant our creative seeds that we bring into material reality. Creativity is literally everything. It's what we are here to do. It's how we contact God. It's how and connect to source. It's how we can work with nature. It's like creativity is really everything. If you plant in rocky, shallow soil, you'll have very unstable roots. It won't be able to grow. Okay. So we have to take the time to build the soil. That's why, like, I got off all these social media and all this apps and stuff, because I'm like, you can't grow in their soil. Like you can't. It's completely poisoned. So get out of it. Grow something else somewhere else. I'm trying to re-enchant the real world because we need it now. Sometimes people aren't ready for your vision, but if you aren't taking anything from anyone or hurting anyone, then Dolores Cannon says no dream is off limits. It might just need time to incubate. Culture is all the forms of creative expression. Okay, so these are the songs. There's no limit. It's not only traditional arts, but it's like everything: music, storytelling, dances, food, images, objects, experiences, places, things we surround ourselves, stories we tell ourselves, music we listen to, images like that get in our head. All that's the culture. It informs what we think is possible. It helps us to know, to reach further, to push the limits out on the frontier of what we think we know, what we can see, what we want to see. Most importantly, culture is how we share. So we have to believe in each other. It's not just like I do it over here and you do it over there. It's completely interwoven, and we work together. It's very collaborative. We have to be the audience and the witness for others. And we participate in the giving and the receiving. And people are very broken in the receiving department right now. Things are like upside down. We think it's like the opposite, but it's not. It's like no one can receive gifts, love, help. Like, it's really hard right now. So yes, there are levels and layers to the complexity and the intricacy of the creations. Some are primitive, some are polished, but we just always meet it where it's at and enjoy it for what it is. And even disliking something is very helpful. It gives us, it's discernment. It gives us information. We like this, we don't like that. We move towards, we move away. It's just navigational information. So re-enchantment, Renaissance, the culture. Underneath of that, we have community. Through the arts, we cultivate communities. There are many types. They can be regional, they can be topical, they can be age related. Like our generation is one community. We can be parts of many communities, different skills or abilities, talents. There's a community for anyone and everything. And if there isn't, it's the artist's job to start it. Yeah, you start it. We are meant to gather community through shared participation in creativity. Often we're feeling just for what's missing. And when you sense that, it's like sealing up a leak. You solve an absence with presence. I work like that all the time, where I'm like, what's missing here? What do I want to feel? What's like the missing thing that would just like make this go whoop, pop it up? So we do that through the arts. Okay, so re-enchantment, Renaissance, culture, community, the arts. Arts. This is everything we do. Creativity is curiosity and exploration. Creativity is curiosity and exploration, and it never ends. Never. When everything we do is done with curiosity, exploration, and creativity, anything can be art. Like, your life is your art. I say that all the time, you guys. The doing of the activity is really pointing towards a way of being. How you do the thing is very important. What's in your heart, what's in your head. Your hands are an extension of your heart. And it's what we make in the world. It matters a great deal to make things with your hands. So this is where the Renaissance gets really juicy, vital, exciting, and wonderful. Making things with our hands matters. Our heart is the gateway to the ascending and descending chakras. It's a reaching or a deepening. It's not above and below like in the way that we think of it in a hierarchical way. It's an ascending, it's a reaching, like a trees reach, but they're also deepening at the same time. Like we're exactly the same as the trees. And with our heart and our hands, we weave this life, we weave this world. And in some ways we have created it. We've participated too much in their fuckery and we see where it's gotten us, but I don't see enough people like alarmed enough to deal with their addictions and get off of it. I mean, that's the minimum. We should assume they're going to turn off the internet or fuck with us in a major way. And we're going to need the real world for that. Like, that's why I've been for a while, like there needs to be 2 parallel tracks. Someone needs to be worried about the real world. If you stop going on Amazon, you need to know that you can go out and find the stuff by you. Like, try it. It's better also, because then you have to go on an adventure and synchronicity starts returning. So there's a lot involved in that. So we're using the building blocks of life, the raw materials of the earth, which are the elements, which I mentioned, and we use them in infinite concentrations and combinations, okay? And it's very satisfying for the person and enriching for the whole world to make things with your hands because it comes from your heart. So, reenchantment, Renaissance, culture, community, arts, artists. While we all do art, some of us are the art. Like some of us, the expression just because you like lingerie doesn't make you Madonna. Like some people are artists. Like I've dedicated my life to this path, to researching other artists, the lives of artists, how creativity works, how imagination works, how it's a connection to source, to God, how it is a spiritual practice, how it can be embodied, how you can live with it every day, what you can do with it, the many, many splendors of creativity. So, but everyone is also an artist. Like I said, your life is your art. Take it seriously. If you're just like given what you're handed, that's not an art. If you're just collaging with crap that was handed to you, not an art. If you're stealing ideas and just like putting on masks and personas like from other people that you like and it's not coming from an authentic place, that's not art either. So, you have to really be true to yourself for it to get to the level of being an art. Otherwise, it's mimicry. It's an impersonation. Some of us, like I said, are the art. This is our path. It's our dharma. We live it by remaining outside of the mainstream. Like I've had to pull out to save this channel that's open in me, my imagination. And I've had to protect it at great personal expense. When it starts getting shut down or my life force starts depleting, I'm like, go the other way. Why can't I just live and not have my life force constantly drained? Like I keep feeling for where that is in society. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Why are they making it so hard? But they really are. So we have to retain the advantage of perspective. We have to go into the middle, like we go into town, but we have to live on the frontier. And that can be metaphorical. In my case, I'm trying to make it actual, like to have a place where I retreat deeply into nature and myself, and then have a place that I go and take it to town to share, to express myself, to do the new art. It doesn't end when a project is completed. Sometimes that project gets off on its feet, and then you're caretaking that project like a child. I always call my creative babies, like shows are my creative babies. Like some of them are just sitting in storage right now, but they're alive, waiting for me. I can get back to them. I can do them again if I could get up on my feet. If life wasn't so hard, if they weren't actively targeting like pure channels, which I do believe, like they do, and they know. It's like, and so I just feel like, yeah. And I'm not saying I have it worse than anybody else. I don't. This is my dharma. It's just playing out how it is, but it's very hard. This has tested me a lot, and I know it will make me stronger, and I keep trying to laugh it off, but I'm very aware. There's even been like synchronicity with the fuckery that's going on where I'm like, oh, I can spot patterns, and I'm like, okay. So if you can retain your signal, that's your channel to spirit. If it gets dull, dimmed, or damaged, the creativity goes away. It's like you can't really access it because you have to get into a receptive flow state. So this is where you have to balance your masculine and your feminine. This is like an ongoing spiritual activity of balancing your giving and receiving. Self-care is vital to that, because in order to receive, it comes from your body. We are radios. We are the receiver and the transmitter in a world that is entirely run on energy. Now it gets down to, that's like how I see we could solve the bigger problems, right? It's a lot of work with a lot of other people in other fields and other areas of interest, constellating their whole corner of it. Like, obviously that's like a bigger vision than just little old me can tackle. So how would I do this in my way, in my field, in my little teeny tiny domain of cabaret performance, weird esoteric folk art painting and writing? Like, how do I do that? So I will say how one of the things that I do that allows me to continue is take really good care of myself. Yoga, exercise, I take care of my health, I fast, I sleep good. I tell myself that I'm beautiful every day. I write, I get my thoughts out. I'm social. I go out in nature. I do all these things for my body, mind, spirit, heart, and loins. I have not forgotten that I am a sexual being also in all of this. Like, yes, that's a beautiful expression of source too, and of connection. I cultivate this like it's my most prized garden. It really is. And creativity flows when you can get into that receptive state, when you know when to take action and when to hold back or withdraw. And that's considered a lunar feminine pursuit. It's like to be an artist usually, because we're receiving from the unknown and we are translating. I mean, that's really what I'm doing. I mean, of course, I don't think it's all just coming from me. It's not coming from my mind. It like bubbles up inside of me and I take action on it. That's intuition. That's spirit. That's something else. That's very different from when they have the devil like whispering on your shoulder and your hair. I mean, that's like much in the head. So that's those cartoons when they used to have that, like that's like a great illustration of it, of how the demonic forces actually do work like that. But your intuition comes from up in here. It's like it's your gut. It comes from a deep, deep place that is completely in line with every cell of your body. Is like saying this. The artist is the foundation that can shift the arts, change the culture, and contribute to a renaissance that maintains the re-enchantment. See how that works? It's like all nested. We all work together. So by my calculations, the most important thing is pursuing, preserving, and participating in creativity. So you pursue, you're taking action, you preserve, you're maintaining that receptive state in yourself, and you're being the audience and the performer at both when it's time, and you participate, the giving and the receiving. If something can be resolved, like what's missing in my life has always been venues. So venues are always tricky because I'm a very physical performer, kind of like dance, acrobatics. I roll around a lot. I also have a lot of costumes and props because I'm a visual artist. I started as a painter, a visual artist. So I saw movement as shapes. I saw it visually first, and then I learned how to count to music. I couldn't even count to music when I started fluid movement, doing water ballets. I was self-taught, synchronized swimmer, couldn't count the music. It's just, that's just, you just jump in. That's how it works. So for my personal vision, it was having a workshop, a functioning full production studio, because you need a wood shop, you need a soft goods shop, you need a storage for all the costumes and stuff. So you need to access the things. Obviously, every shop needs a kitchen because you're basically working all the time. And then I was like, make it double duty, so it's also a venue in the evening. right? Shop by day, venue by night, and then it becomes like an artist lodge. This is very much modeled on kind of the old fraternal lodges that are still going here in Baltimore, like the Polish Home Club is right up the road. It's been like 120, 130 years or something. And it's a membership association, like an Elks Lodge, a Moose Lodge, Veterans, whatever. This would be an artist lodge. So it, has different legal things with like having a bar and all that stuff as a private membership association. And yeah, but this is because even if you are a successful touring performer, like if I was to go out but as I'm getting older, like I want to be home more. I want to take care of I want to be home more. I just do. I traveled a lot. And I lived in New York, but like we had to travel the world to be able to afford to live in New York. It was like this catch-22. And then we were barely there. And it was like, what is the point? Like you can do a lot just like in a local area. It's just a little place. Maybe it holds 50 people. Maybe it holds 75, 100, something like that. It doesn't have to be huge, but you always need a place to incubate. Like I always need a place to go back to and get back, to the woodshed, as my friend Burgundy says. Like that's where the artists go. You have to get back in there and you're in your building, you're making, and then you have to be able to put it up and try it out in a small, welcoming audience so that you get the feedback that you need so you can take it out into the world. Okay. It doesn't just happen like in a room by myself and then I take it out. It's like I used to workshop stuff in New York on bars all the time, in bars. Small ass stages. I hate performing on bar floors. I've done it so much. I mean, I worked 10 years in New York nightlife. Like I paid my dues, I feel like. So I want a stage, which is why I'm having so much trouble in this neighborhood finding a place to perform. But like performing is my happy place. If I have to take other work, commissions, obviously I'm a painter, a sign painter. I make things. I've done like logo designs and things like that. So that's the kind of stuff the shop can take in. Like, of course, you always need to be generating money and making things. Like that's always part of the plan. But having a place to do it. Then by the time I got to Nevada City, which I moved to right after COVID, May 1st of 2020, I left LA like just I raised the money. Like, I wish I felt like I had any favors left to ask, because back then, like I raised the money to get my ass out of there. And it was like, thank God. I would have killed myself in LA if I'd stayed there longer. I swear. So I was really like, oh my God, like I'm not going to make it here. And I got out and I went and I somehow found Nevada City, somehow found a studio. Somehow I made it, somehow scraped together for 3 years to build a full scale model of my dream the whole time, wanting to do it in Baltimore and there so that I could have a place to go and that I didn't have to give up on the nature, because I was rewired. I was healed. Like a lot of things happened in that deep, deep nature. It's hard. It was like, whew. It's like you get filleted, and put back together and you're like, oh shit. Okay. Like I came out different, and then I lost my studio. Ownership changed, a lot of politics involved and crappery. And then it was also like a snowmageddon, no power, no internet. I did not want to be with those people during a natural disaster ever again. So that was plenty for me. 3 weeks without power and internet out in the snow was plenty. Living illegally in my warehouse to get this dream up on its feet, So, and everyone thought I was crazy. Like I'm the black sheep of my family. Like I barely even tell them what I'm doing anymore, because they think I'm absolutely nuts. Like for still holding on to this, that I'm like basically an addict, or I'm just so delusional, and I'm like, okay, you guys, like I'm just holding on to a dream. I think someone needs to, and I don't think it's hurting anybody, aside from me. And it's not that it doesn't hurt anybody, because I can't show up in the world the way that I want to with the financial situation that I've had to endure to do this, like the way that I have. And it wasn't smart. It just kind of happened, out of necessity. And then I was like, well, now, so that was 2 years ago that my stuff went into storage. 5 years ago now that I even got to Nevada City, got the Nest Lodge together. And because like we need a clubhouse, like if they're taking down the world, like we need a clubhouse, you guys. We need a place to organize where the organic things can start to happen again outside of the system. So that was what I was doing. So where I'm at now, I've been back in Baltimore. Again, I wound up coming back here on a one-way ticket and sort of sputtered out. I've been trying to get performing again up on its feet, but without social media. Very hard. Very, very, very hard. Right now, I had to let my website go, and I'm really just on YouTube and Substack. So that's not exactly like the way to like market yourself as a performer, but I'm also tired of being stolen from every time I go onto social media. It's just like, I don't get a chance to make any money off of all the work that I do, the degree that I preserve myself to have this level of creativity. And then it's just like, whoop. I'm like, okay, well, I'm re-enchanting the real world. But I need y'all to do it with me. I mean, we need the real world to be there no matter what the controllers have planned, and that's like more of an analog world. Not that I love, I'm using technology now. I love it, of course. But it's just how I see it. At the time of recording this, leaving for California in 2 days, I have to just go back and get my stuff moved out of this garage where I had set up a shop that I was hoping to be able to return to, because I was like, well, since I've been here in Baltimore, I've just been fixing up my friend's house, and it's taken me a year to get the basement to have a shop. I mean, I'm doing the same thing everywhere I go. I'm taking care of the land. I'm making a shop for myself. I'm constellating the world with my weird creativity, and trying to get myself out there, meet people, network, get shows going. Like, that's wherever I go, that's what I'm doing. It's just been such a mixed bag of nuts how the results have gone. I'm at the point now that I'm like, when I go back this time and my truck registration is coming up, it's expiring at the end of October. I have the storage unit rent, which I'm 2 months late on my storage unit. So that's everything. So I guess I'm, couple things could happen. Like, miracles could happen. Okay. But the way I see it, the options include I go out there and just get my stuff back in storage from the garage. I thin out some of my storage unit, maybe sell the wood from my stage, which is heartbreaking. But at this point, I'm like, if I have to just cut loose out there to come back and make it work here, that's fine. If I have to cut loose here and make it work out there, also fine. If I could find a way to get my stuff into a garage or a warehouse of some kind where I could keep returning to build the shop, where I'm like, actually that storage rent is like an investment. It's like rent or something else that's actually usable space with power and things like that, and place to park my truck, and then I need a place to crash when I go out there to work. So these are the things, it could go any way. It's like I'd be heartbroken to sell my truck. My truck I've had it since 2000. She's got 325,000 miles on it, and I like keeping old things going, and she's amazing. I could try to drive it back. If I could get money to drive back, I estimate that's $1,000. I could just completely liquidate everything. That would be a real shame. That's all of my lifetime of art. That would be a shame. So I'm just like, I'm really, and I've taken myself on such a mental roller coaster about it, because I'm like, based on the evidence I have, I think I have to let it go. I have to let this part of the dream go, I think. And, so I've been mourning that, grieving the loss of it, just ready to go out there and say my goodbyes and, just move on. So that's bringing us up to speed. I'm in total surrender about it. I know that this was always a bigger dream than me. I had written a business plan because I was hoping to find an investor or a business partner to do this with, especially if someone had some experience running a venue, that would be very helpful. Or a production shop, because that's the other part of it. So these are the things that we're going to be tackling in season 4. The 90-day challenge has now become season 4, and we are figuring out how to do my portion of the reenchantment Renaissance culture community artist project. And thanks for being here. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and helping me grow this. I mean, it's funny that I keep imagining that it has to be word of mouth with this channel because I think I just speak too much truth. That the don't like me. I try to make peace with them, but so yeah, I'm gonna need your help if we're gonna do this, but we've got 90 days, so here we go. I do think this is funny. So you can see that they're actually kind of like close together. I mean, or like horizontal, right? I mean, you look at I had a thing on my fridge where I had like a little map of Maryland, and then I had a map of Nevada County. And Nevada County, it kind of looks like a gun pointing that way. And then Maryland looks like it's kind of like a, here it is. So it's shooting like this, a gun this way. See that? But Nevada County looked like that too. I was like, it's like they're kind of shooting at each other. I don't know what that means, but I mean, it is weird that they're like right across the country from each other, isn't it? Odd that these are the two sides of my brain. I'll get into that later too, because Ian McGilchrist did play a part in this hatching this plan, because it's very similar to how I think of the left and right hemispheres and how I set up the nest, where there was a front and a back and a left and a right. So we'll get into that next time. Thanks for watching. This is Artists in the Wild. I'm Trixie Little, and our mission is laid out. We know what we must do. Okay, love you. Mean it. Bye.